Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING. Get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Thursday, March the 24th, race number 8 at Oaklawn Park. We're going 6 furlongs. This race for 3-year-old fillies. It's an entry-level allowance with a $75,000 claiming option. And let's take a look at this field. You can download those free Formulator past performances on the race of the day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us when it's time to play the races. Use your DRF Bets account. The 7 Icy Stare Down, Mike, 2-1 on the morning line. Solid enough seasonal debut for trainer Brad Cox. She was 4-5 that day, but she ran into a subsequent stakes winner.
Yeah, we'll see if she can build off of that first start back here. Off of a little bit of a layoff. Her maiden win 2 starts back was a pretty good performance with a solid figure. I guess if she runs something like that, she'll be competitive in here.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector because I don't see a lot of burners in here. And the 6 Parlance kind of got caught up in a pace battle in her first start of the year for trainer Steve Asmussen. If the 5 Benedict Canyon is more of a router sort of speed horse, maybe she can take the bull by the horns, Parlance, and control things this time.
Yeah, I sort of felt like she was the fastest horse in the race early. Maybe that's to her advantage. Dan, you're right. Benedict Canyon, I guess, could be sort of the wild card as far as the pace goes. She is cutting back. She's also a stablemate now of Parlance, so I'd be surprised if those two decided to hook it up early. We'll see how they decide to play that. Other than those two, I didn't really see a ton of pace.
The number 1 Impulsus is going to walk into the paddock, and she's going to take a deep sigh of relief. Because after winning her maiden in a claiming race at Hawthorne with a 31 buyer, they decided, all right, we're going to throw her in against the boys in the Advent Stakes, and she was 105-1. And then they decided, well, let's try Secret Oath. Let's try Madureira. And that didn't work out. So she's in for the 75 here. It's a class drop to be sure. She still has to improve.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I mean, it definitely is class relief for her, and they're going to cut her back, which probably also helps her. But the question remains, does that make any difference at all? Because based on her 4 starts prior to those last 2, she has no chance in here.
Now, the 2 and the 4, Come On Sweet Love, 4 Pipeline Girl, they come out of the same race at the fairgrounds in late February. Now, Come On Sweet Love was stakes placed at the fairgrounds 2 starts back, and maybe she was just compromised by a lack of pace last time out. The winner of that race was odds on. She's a stakes horse. She's going to run in a graded race at Keeneland coming up in the spring. Maybe A, Come On Sweet Love needed the race, and B, it was a race dominated up front. Maybe she just didn't get enough to run at.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I sort of like the way you laid that out, Dan. I think it could be a valid excuse for her. Man, she still didn't really run that well last time, but maybe there was enough conspiring against her that you just sort of want to give her another chance. I liked her maiden win, and I liked her start 2 back when she was defeated by her stablemate Girl with a Dream. I just thought she ran really well in that stakes race. She didn't break it, came out of the gate last in that spot, and then had to do a ton of chasing in there. And I just thought she was really game through the stretch to continue to hold her ground. I think if she could sort of build off of that race, not the one last time, maybe she just needed it. She can build off of the stake 2 back. I think she's a handful in here.
Now, the only 2-time winner in this field is 8-1 on the morning line. It's going to be a price in this race. That's the 3 Stanley Market. She's won 2 of her last 3 starts, including this performance at Oaklawn Park on February the 11th. Now, keep in mind, this race is a $30,000 non-winners of 2 life claimer. And Stanley Market, though, is a very solid winner. She stayed up close to the pace. She's going to forge on by. She earned a 75 buyer speed figure. The one time she was kind of tested, though, 2 starts back against starter allowance foes, she came up short. I'm expecting some tactical speed.
Yeah, she does have good tactical speed, and she has 2 for 3 on dirt. That's a good thing. But as you've already pointed out, both of those wins came against much weaker competition. The 2 life claimers last time, the maiden 30s to break her break her maiden. I don't know. If nothing else, Dan, that was first time Lasix last time, and she really improved.
Pipeline Girl is the number 4, and she figures to get attention based on that 79 buyer speed figure earned last time out. Her first start of the year, she was in against Madureira, who was odds on and just controlled the pace. Pipeline Girl broke very sharp, tried to push the favorite on the outside, and was simply no match. did hold second. A repeat of that race obviously makes her tough. We'll see how she does shipping in from the fairgrounds. You could argue 4-1 on the morning line's a very square price.
Yeah, I think it is. If nothing else, she ran, a lot better than Girl with a Dream, or rather than Come On Sweet Love in that most recent start. Just was no match for the good winner, as you've mentioned. I didn't love her race 2 starts back when Girl with a Dream beat her. She didn't have any finish at all in that race, but she did get a little layoff after that. I don't know. I guess she could win here. 4-1 does seem like a fair price to me. My problem with her was, Dan, the only race that she's run so far that I really like is the last one, and she didn't even run that great in there.
I think Benedict Canyon is a very strong contender in here for Asmussen, Little Red Feather Racing. She took on some tough competition in Southern California. After winning her maiden, she was third to Ida in the Anoakia. Then she was fifth to that one in the Grade 1 Starlet. And I have to admit, I've never been a big Ida fan, but all that horse does is win. And she came back to win a recent graded stakes race. And then in her first start at Oaklawn for Asmussen, well, she caught the Secret Oath Manarea field. So she's getting a lot of class relief, and she does have some speed.
Yeah, I mean, all those things are true. I mean, in most ways, I hate betting horses like that because I'd only be betting her off of who she's been running against and not off of anything that she's done on the racetrack. But maybe it'll be enough for her to get her there versus this field, Dan. When she broke her maiden, I guess you could say that's the last time she had a real chance to win a race. I mean, did she really run that great in that spot? I mean, I thought she ran okay and was sort of desperate to just hold on in there. I didn't want to bet her off of that race, and I don't really want to bet her off of her last 3, although I realized she was in too tough.
She is coming off a 3-month layoff. I do think turning back in distance is good for her. Parlance, the uncoupled stablemate of Benedict Canyon, the expected pace setter on the Timeform US pace projector, second off the layoff here for Asmussen. She ran a solid race in her second lifetime start at Churchill Downs. It was a wet track that day, but boy, she handled Icy Stare Down without a problem.
Yeah, she ran well in that race too, just in hand, basically keeping up with that pace right from the start, took over on the turn and really settled it pretty quickly. I thought that was a nice maiden win for her. The race after that down here at Oaklawn in December, that was a very hotly contested pace there that she was a part of. Closers came and ran 1-2. The other horse that she was contesting that pace with, Lady Scarlet, who came back to beat her in the next race and then just won the Cicada here at Aqueduct the other day. So she was in tough 2 back with a tough trip. And again, last time, just trying to contest the pace with Lady Scarlet, and she was no match, but I thought she ran okay.
And completing the field is Icy Stare Down. Nice outside post position for a filly with tactical speed. She probably could work out a good trip right up close to the leaders and should be in the thick of things when they turn from. I really like the way she won her maiden 2 starts back. I know it was a muddy track, but she beat a couple of next winners. She broke in a little bit, tracked outside, and was best. She was odds on first start against winners. She caught a wet track again. Let's watch Icy Stare Down. She'll run third. Parlance will run fourth in here. I don't know, Mike. I really couldn't find much of an excuse for Icy Stare Down. I just think she underperformed a bit.
Yeah, she did. She was keeping right up behind the leaders in this race. And then when she came clear in the stretch, there's just no real punch here, Dan. She's not going to get to Lady Scarlet on the lead. She's going to get out finished for second. She is going to eventually get by Parlance to finish third. But overall, I thought maybe she had, a better trip than that one in the race. The other time that they squared off, I realized Icy Stare Down was a first-time starter, but Parlance handled her pretty easily. Listen, I think she's going to get a really good trip in this race, and I like that about her more than anything. I don't know how much I like her races.
Like Parlance, though, she has run well second time out. Maybe she will improve second time of the form cycle this time around. Not sure I want to take too short of a price on her. Let's take a look at our top selections for the Thursday race of the day. Parlance for Mike. Going to show some speed, like the way she ran last year in a couple of races. And again, Mike, she could be tough to catch.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to just put her on the lead here, and I feel like that could make her really dangerous. And she does a lot of speed. I would just like to see them come out of there running and try to wire this field.
No Matarea is in here. Pipeline Girl was at least competitive for her for a half mile or so last time out at the fairgrounds. I think she'll be in a good spot when the field turns into the stretch. I'll go with Tom Amos second off the layoff. 4-3-7-2 for me, 6-4-2-7 for Mike. Thursday race of the day, the 8th at Oaklawn. Best of luck.